Ben Spencer.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Hosey. I'd like to thank my honourable friend, the member for Dartford, for securing this important debate, and also members on this side of the House who've been campaigning so assiduously on this area, particularly the member for Orpington, who's been leading on this for quite some time. The ULEZ will have a profoundly negative impact on many of our constituents, and be under no illusions, ULEZ is about revenue generation on the back of poor financial management. This is a London tax put forward by the Labour Mayor of London, which hits the poorest who can't afford to update their vehicles. And in Runnymede and Weybridge, it's families and it's businesses that will suffer the most. I put out a local petition on this area with an overwhelming response against ULEZ, which is interesting in itself, but what perhaps gives more power to the argument against is the individual comments that people made in response to my petition. People explaining that they can't afford to update their car because don't have enough money. Public sector workers who need to go into London to work, who say that this is going to have a serious impact on their ability to continue to do that sort of job. Businesses who feel this is going to push them, make them go under. And people who are living with disabilities who need to use their cars to travel around. And that's particularly a substantial issue at the moment because, yet again, the lift at Weybridge Station is broken, something that I've been campaigning, sadly, too often to try and get it repaired and fixed, which is meaning that people are going to be forced into using cars to get to and from London. Sadiq Khan says this is about air quality. But if it really was about air quality, why does he use such a blunt tool to deal with this, as opposed to focusing on the areas of most acute problems with air quality, which are around trunk roads? Why is it a blanket approach as opposed to a targeted approach? If he really wants to improve air quality, why doesn't he push forward even faster car scrappage? Why doesn't he invest more in the bus fleet, conversion to electricity and hydrogen vehicles? And why doesn't he listen to industry? So I was at an event in Weybridge earlier this year where Octopus EV were hosting an event looking at transition to electric vehicles with lots of representatives from all sorts of business and innovators. And what they were saying is the key policy to drive forwards uptake of electric vehicles is around the ZEV, the Zero Emissions Vehicle Mandate. And they were saying, while they welcome the government's incredible position in terms of bringing this forward, they were saying, well, if we want to really push this, we need an even more ambitious ZEV mandate. Why is Sadiq Khan not talking about practical, proper solutions to air quality as opposed to pushing forward a tax, essentially, on the poorest? And I'll finish with this. The ULEZ is a London tax to prop up a failing administration. My constituents in Runnymede and Weybridge should not have to pay the price for Sadiq Khan's failings.
Yeah.